So currently there are two basic uses for video on the web. There are viewers, which is like most everyone, and then there's makers, which is like 2%. So Magnify basically lives in the middle of those two worlds and basically empowers you to become a curator. And as a curator, what that means is you can go to Magnify for free, build a channel using your own video or video that you discover from anywhere on the web, bring it in to Magnify and literally brand it your URL, your logo, your design. We're not a destination, we're a platform to basically take existing websites or passionate creators like yourself and allow them to create channels overnight.
Some video publishers who have sites sell ads, contextual ads around the videos. You know, what you guys do is, I don't mean to say this in a pejorative sense, but in a sense you take their videos, organize them, which is very useful to the users, but the original publisher loses the opportunity to create the contextual ads. Am I wrong, or how does that work?
So first of all, we're in a new moment, right? So we have conversations with Revver and Blip and all these guys, and basically what we say to them is, if you run an ad, we're going to play it. So we're a distributor of your content. And if you look at what CBS has done or NBC is about to do, what you hear is people saying, what we really want is eyeballs. So if you have a fly fishing video sitting on YouTube, the odds are there aren't a lot of fly fishermen typing around YouTube looking for videos. But if you go to flyfishing.net, you're going to find all the fly fishing videos in the world organized in a frame. So we wear a white hat in this space. Our goal is to share revenue with everybody. We'll share it with you if you build a channel. We'll share it with the site, with the video sources if they bring videos into Magnify. We see ourselves as adding a layer of organization on top of the existing web.
Tell us a little bit about the work you've done and how that sort of morphed into what you're doing now.
In 1992, I was producing a show called Broadcast New York. It was on all the NBC stations in New York State, and we got bored, to be honest. And we put up an announcement. We said, we're out of ideas. We don't know what to cover. Call this 800 number and tell us what stories we should be covering. Now, you have to remember, 800 number was a big deal in 1992. And we had one phone line and an answering machine. So the office phone would go, ring, 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 boop. And 900 people in the first week called, waded through the busy signals, and left story ideas. And so for an entire year, the show shifted and became, we would say, and our next story was suggested to us by a viewer in Syracuse. And this was kind of the beginning of UGV, right? Then Sharp came along with these original LCD cameras, the Sharp View Cams, the first high-8 cameras, and we got 5 of them, and we said to our audience, if you have a story to tell, we'll FedEx you a camera. So all of a sudden, we're now FedExing cameras all over the place. This video is coming back, and we're editing it. That became MTV Unfiltered. And so MTV Unfiltered was, in 1994, when it went on the air, the first commercial attempt to basically turn user-generated video into television programming. So Unfiltered ran for 4 years on MTV and was a blast. I mean, the thing about user-generated content is people just do amazing things. I mean, they take cameras places that you wouldn't ordinarily go, and they tell stories that journalists don't get to tell. So at the end of that 4 years, I went to MTV and said, we really should blow this up. We should do something much bigger. We should let the audience program the network. And MTV was like, it's a little early for us. This was 98. And they weren't wrong, by the way. I mean, they understood that you know, the thing about being an entrepreneur is you get to be early. And they were like, you know what, this may happen, but let's wait 5 or 8 years. So now here we are. Magnify is basically Unfiltered times 5,398. And you know, the real thing that I think is changing is that with the technology that now exists, you get to be a publisher, your audience gets to decide they want to be publishers, and really it becomes the viewer's decision what they want to consume. So I watch Beat TV because you get good interviews. You know, if you stop getting good interviews, my attention would go elsewhere. So you have a responsibility as a journalist and as an interviewer to deliver good content. That shift is really different from back in the early 90s when it was ABC, NBC, and CBS, and the basic message of broadcasters was, if you don't like what we're watching, change the channel. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't say that anymore. So I think the power has shifted, and I think the audience is playing a really exciting role.